A mentor is someone who could be providing time, expertise, connections, all three or a combination of these three elements to a startup. Several times when a startup is part of an angel network or an accelerator program, there are a lot of mentors on board who are pre-selected and filtered, and startup founders and mentors are matched to make sure it is a good fit and it's a mutually helpful relationship. Several times founders and startups are hoping that mentors become advisors and hopefully also investors in the startup. It could happen, but it's not a necessity. When someone becomes an angel investor or a mentor into a startup, a lot of times they are involved, at least if not on a day-to-day basis, maybe on a monthly or a quarterly basis when there are monthly or quarterly reports published. A good way to make sure you're able to listen to founders is probably also to follow the golden don'ts. First of which is not to be a pain to the founder or the founding team. Second is to not show up only when there is trouble. All startups do go through difficult periods, but it would help to have the investor on board during the good times as well as the bad times. And when things do go wrong, I think startup founders would appreciate when there is no "I told you so" kind of situation. Last but not the least, really listen to the founders, really understand where they are coming from, try to put yourself in their shoes, try to understand what the intentions are, and not probably jump to conclusions, because it is really hard running a startup and trying to make the startup successful.
So post your investment, there are a few productive ways to stay involved with the company. One, you want to build a very comfortable relationship with the founders. You want to be more of a listening ear and a bouncing board rather than advisors or prescriptive kind of mentors, right? Every founder, the same way that every company will have a different journey, every founder will have a different journey as well. And you want to make the founders comfortable to come to you in the times of need, especially to be a bouncing board or when they're dealing with tough situations, both on the personal and the professional fronts. Outside of that, depending on your domain expertise, the nature of operations that you have had, or the track record that you have had, or the network access you have, you can actually give the founders a lot of access, set up very informal meetings for founders, and give them different ways and perspectives to think about things, right? What's most important in terms of helping the founders is not helping them make a decision, but giving them all the variables that may be involved in a decision and cutting down their time to educated decision making.
So oftentimes when someone becomes an angel investor, they realize that they've developed a strong bond with the startup and the founders. And it is important, I think, to set the tone of that relationship very early so that everyone knows what to anticipate and what to expect throughout the life of that relationship. The investors and founders should get along not only when things are going well, but also when things are not going well, to find solutions to problems that the startup might be facing. In addition to setting the tone early, it is also important to understand what is happening in the sector overall and what is happening at the business specifically. And last but not the least, it is important to spend lots of time with the team, even when things are going well, and even when it is not really required to just show up for the board meetings, etc.